Let's see, hopefully it's going through, y'all. I think it is. I just gotta make sure that it's working, y'all. I wanna make sure. Yes, it is working. Okay, perfect. What's going on, y'all? How are y'all? It is Wednesday. We're halfway through with the week, y'all, already. So, y'all, I have this wall basket. Now, I don't think we don't carry these here at Deco. So, but you can apply this method to just about anything. Any kind of wall basket. Y'all, I am cleaning my desk off, my table. My desk, my work table, whatever you want to call it. I am cleaning it off, y'all. Let me see. Okay. So, I just choose to use a block of foam. This one comes from the Dollar Tree, y'all. That's where I get a lot of my foam. Of course, you can get it in the big sheets. And size it down. I've done that before as well. But this one already comes pre-cut for me, ready to go, so I really don't have a lot of stuff to do to it. And all I'm going to do is just shove that right into there. Okay? Then I'm going to get some wire. Y'all, I have done these before on my page, so I figured, you know what the heck, let's do it today. Because I've got a really pretty hydrangea stem that I want to use, and I love using like greens and creams for not only spring but also for summer, y'all. I'll show you a few examples that I have of these little baskets. Okay, so I'm just running that wire through, and we're going to tie it here in the back. How are y'all? Okay, so I'm going to cut that wire off. Shove that a little bit back in. And there we go. So I don't glue this in because it's really nice and tight already in there. Okay? Y'all, beware of the moss bases. Any moss bases, whether it's this one. I'll show you another example. Or this one. Y'all, they do shed. They leave a green little pieces all on your work area, and you know what, that's okay, y'all. That's just the way it is, because it is it's like a faux moss product. I'm not the biggest fan of real moss, but what the heck, I mean, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use it. So I'm gonna use this Greenery 62077 SP28. I'm good. How are y'all? Yeah, I think I'm gonna like this view a little bit better. Like, I'm testing out, so, you know, normally you could see my backdrop behind me, but I kind of like this one. It's a little bit more up close and personal. What do y'all think? Of course, we always like to hear your comments and suggestions. So I'm gonna come in with this stem right here, and I'm gonna put this more towards the back because I don't want this to be my main focal greenery, because I have this really pretty hydrangea stem. I also have this really pretty Greenery, and then I have this really pretty bright green smilax. I love this. Look how pretty that is. Look how fresh and pretty that is, y'all. Okay. So, just put in some hot glue. Living my best life with my hot glue gun still, y'all. I did get a glue pot, but I'm using my hot glue gun still. Okay, so that's what we have so far. I'm also going to add this piece, but this one's going to be a little bit more towards the front because I do need to trim it up, y'all. These wires are thick, but it always helps to have a good pair of wire cutters. The ones from Deco I don't have, but I do like those. Stem cutters, of course, are always great to have because you can cut some of those really big stems. Now, the stem cutter works really, really great if you're cutting big stems, especially during Christmas, because you know a lot of those stems can be like that thick on some of the like pine branches and stuff like that. So you can just cut that really quick and easy with that. Okay, so y'all, look how pretty. I don't put moss in here. If you want to, you can add moss. I don't. I'm not the biggest fan of moss, y'all. I do like the moss products, but I don't like the moss itself. So, but look how much, like we've already covered up a lot of that foam. So really, we're greening our base. And greening your base just means simply what it is, greening your base. You're applying all of your greenery to your base, and then you'll apply your focal flowers. So this is 83370. ShopLikeJordan.com did have this in stock, but I think I may have sold it out, y'all. I'm sorry, but the SKU is 83370. Okay. So I did cut that up into 4 little pieces. Y'all know one of our favorites, Coach Megan. Actually, one of my favorites, y'all. We're basically besties. She cuts stuff up into a million little pieces. But that's exactly what I've done here, because I want this nice and full and lush looking. Good afternoon, y'all, or good morning, wherever you are. So I want to start with this one. A little bit towards the back. Okay, just filling that in. I want this one kind of towards the front. So that's what's great about these two, is I can bend this forward because I want that kind of like that kind of draping outside of that moss basket. So we're going to put this one in next. And I'm going to make sure that that stays there. So I'm just going to wire that little piece in right there. Oh, that's the wrong wire, y'all. It helps if you use a wire that is the same color as your product. So I did choose that green one. You can use one of those finer green wires. I like to use like the ones that are cloth covered. I think they call them cloth covered wires. Just because it blends in just a little bit more. And you don't want to see that white pipe cleaner or black pipe cleaner. Okay, so we have that kind of draping down. I did wire that down so it stays put right there, y'all. Okay, so that way it just stays put. It's not going to go anywhere. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to fill in the other parts. Okay. Oh. That can just go right back on there. Okay, so just really filling it in. Y'all, you can find wall baskets online. You can type in wall baskets. You don't have to use the moss one if you don't want to. You can find other ones, but you can apply some of these same methods to that. And I'm going to tell you, I just globbed a bunch of glue right in that little area, and I'm going to need to use my wire cutters to push that in because I am not going to burn myself. Okay, so look how nice and full that is, y'all. Look at that. How nice and lush and full. And we haven't even added our hydrangeas. So I'm going to add in some of this. This is 82378, which is the Smilax, which I really, really love the Smilax. It's something really nice and fresh, and it's all completely wired. So we can come through, add that in, manipulate that which way we need to go. So this does, I did have a long piece, and I want this towards the back. Okay, so I will come through on the back end and add that into there, because that's one of the longest pieces that I have. So I want to add just that little bit of height in the back of that basket. You see how it's looking nice and full in the back? Okay, I'll move that over. Kind of working in a, I want to say the triangle method. So we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2, and then there's also 3. That one has that 1, 2 where it goes like that, and then the one right in the middle, so 3. Really, it's all in the, I think working in threes works great. It's kind of an old-fashioned rule, working in the threes, but it seems to work for me. And then I kind of just come in and fill in a little bit of the gaps. I will tell you, if you're using a moss basket like this, I highly recommend using the green foam. That green foam like I used. Don't use the gaps and cracks, because y'all, that gaps and cracks, do you see how open that is? That's really open. Y'all, that gaps and cracks, if you put too much in there, is going to expand and seep out of it, and then you've ruined your basket. Now, if it's a metal one, you'll want to be careful to make sure it doesn't bulge out either, because sometimes they can bulge out, like on the bottom or on the sides. And sometimes if they're not completely put together, where the seams aren't solid, it can seep out through those seams. So that's why I like using the green foam. See, so that's what's great about these, y'all. They're wired. So it was like this. It was just like this. And now I've bent this one to come a little in front, because I want to add some more of that greenery right here in front of that piece that we glued in there. Okay. Yeah, and I love these wall baskets. I'm pretty sure I bought all the ones that I could find anywhere. So hopefully they come back again so I can buy some, because I would really love to do something with these for fall with some pumpkins. And I would also love to use one of our coaches. One of our coaches, Coach Fancy, came up with the fancy flocking during one of our workshops, and I'm like, and it's like a snowy, glittery texture on it. So I'm like, ooh, this would look so pretty, snowy and glittery with that, with some red and like some burlap ribbon like this, with or either some birch and then like a little cardinal sitting in it, or just pine and berries sticking out of it. Y'all, I think that would look super duper pretty. Okay, so y'all, look at that. Can you see the foam in there? You really cannot see the foam, y'all. So that's why I love using some of the high quality greenery and picks and stems on projects like this, because to me, I feel like you covering that in foam and moss is going to be wasted. And especially if you glue down that moss, it's not the best idea. Okay, so I am going to cut this hydrangea up because this is just a little too big. I am going to cut it up. So there's two really good points here that you can cut up. This one is, y'all, our coach Megan sold these out like in a hot second. This was 82415. I am giving y'all the numbers just because I know a lot of us shop other places. So if you ever happen to see it, you can snag it. Okay, so this one I need to add to come towards the back. Okay, that's exactly where I want that. Yo, I think I'm gonna like this angle a little bit better. I haven't done this angle on a mesh wreath, but we'll see. Okay, so now we've got this one. We're gonna cut this up. And we're gonna put this off to this side. Yep. To the left side. Sometimes you need just a little bit of help from your wire cutters to fill that in. Those branches are wired, y'all, so you can curl them whichever way you want to, like that. Okay, so now I definitely want a ribbon, but I want something that's not gonna be super overpowering, and that's not gonna, I mean, I want it to stand out a little bit, but I don't want it to be wild or like bright colors. So I'm sticking with the greens and the creams, but I also want that touch of black and white. Okay, because you can't go wrong with a touch of black and white. So I am gonna use this 2.5 inch black and white gingham edged ribbon, y'all. It's actually a really pretty ribbon. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. But I'm going to, sometimes I'll do this, y'all. I'll find that 2.5 inch ribbon, which is usually that's usually an inexpensive ribbon. Like this. This one is usually really inexpensive. But I'm going to layer that on top of there to have that green stripe on it, where you can still see part of the white, and you can still see the black and white. Okay. So we're making our loop. This is one of those instances where I'm going to want to make sure that I kind of measure this out. Okay. So that's about 10 inches. Okay. Now here's the trick. We're not pinching and twisting, y'all. So I'm pinching that. Do you see where my middle finger is? Okay, so I got my 2 fingers. We're folding this back up. Okay? So where my middle finger is, it's creating that little loop. So we've pinched it. So we're holding it like that. Bringing in my middle finger. Bringing that back up. Y'all, you can't even see it. I'm sorry. Okay, so we've pinched it. So that's where we're pinching it, right there. Putting my middle finger, bringing this back up, removing my finger, pinching that. So it's kind of got like a little bunch on it. Okay. And we're going to measure out 11 inches. We're going to make a loop just like that. Because I want these two. Now this is where we pinch and twist. Okay. So I will cut those. Cut that. Okay. We're going to put our zip tie. Zip ties, I love to use zip ties. If you like using wire or pipe cleaners, that's great as well. But now we've got like a 2-loop bow that's right stacked on top of each other. Okay. And that works if you have like something small just like this that you're like, you know what, I just want that little touch right there. Y'all, look how pretty that looks. Okay, so we're going to get our zip tie, run that through. These moss bases, their main frame is wire, y'all, but they covered it in that angel vine moss stuff, and then they coated it with that green and made them look pretty for us. So I'm going to trim that up. I'll just cut these. Now, that's going to be the trick, is do I want my tail so I kind of want this to go past the basket, because you're still able to see the basket, y'all. Okay, so there we go, y'all. We have a really pretty, nice, everyday basket. Not only is this perfect for every day, but it's also perfect for Easter right now. It's also perfect for weddings, sympathy, or even just as a housewarming present. So you see that little nub right there, y'all? That one will actually drive me a little crazy. So I'm just going to put some hot glue right there. And we're going to glue that piece of eucalyptus down. And boom. Boom shakalaka, y'all. So it's a really pretty everyday basket or sympathy or wedding, whatever you want to use it for. Y'all, can you tell this is my favorite ribbon? That's all I have left of it. I think I have that in the other room on another shelf. Okay. So I told you I was going to show y'all some other examples of ones that I've done. Now I have done this on my business page. So I did one that's very wildflower, West Texas wildflowers. You've got the bluebonnet, you've got sunflowers. So there's that one. And then I did another one that is fiesta themed with some of the traditional fiesta flowers, y'all. So fun, vibrant colors, really pretty greenery and florals. So y'all, the possibilities are endless. And these are all made on the same style of basket. But this is the one I showed y'all today. So you can have a lot of fun with these baskets. And that's why, if you can't find these baskets, y'all, you can check out some of your big box stores and see if they have like a wall hanger containers. Some of them are usually metal. One of my favorite places to get like baskets like this is Kirkland's and TJ Maxx and stuff like that. Places, sometimes you can find them after the season, like a grapevine basket. I know I just saw some at the at-home store the other day. I don't know if they're going to discount them after Easter, but they had Easter eggs in them. Y'all, plop out those Easter eggs if you buy them on sale, like 70% off. Plop those out, put florals, boom. Okay, so, y'all, really pretty. You can go as simple as this, or you can go as big and as extravagant as this one right here. Personally, this one's my favorite, y'all. This is definitely West Texas. The blue bonnets, the sunflowers. Love all of it. Okay? But y'all, that's all I have for y'all. Thanks for joining with me. Don't forget, we are usually here on YouTube 2 times a week. Sometimes the time changes because I do have other things to do. I do try and stick to 11 o'clock. But today I did have to go at lunchtime. Noon. Because Jordan did actually sleep in, y'all. I overslept this morning, so that's why I was late. I didn't have a doctor's appointment. I literally just overslept. Okay, but hopefully, I think usually, and I'm usually live 2 times on Facebook as well during the week. Sometimes more. Someone asked, where can we buy your stuff you make? So you can look at my Etsy shop. Etsy.com/designsbyjordantx. You have to put in that TX. It's very important that you do that. I can get that. Okay. That's where you can find a lot of my stuff. Don't forget, we also have our next creative workshop coming up. All the coaches are gearing up for that. We've already started to release some of our pre-recorded tutorials. Yo, what we're doing with our workshops now, if you haven't noticed, we are starting to pre-record our tutorial, and then we'll do one live with y'all. That's a totally different theme, but the same concept. So my video hasn't been posted, I don't believe, but I think Megan and Tammy's has. Y'all, you can go to lemonadewithjordan.com and you can catch all the details. To join our next creative workshop. It is April 20th through the 22nd. You're getting me, Damon, Megan, Mel, Tammy, Jackie, Derica, and Stacy. 8 coaches, 1 place. over a whole weekend. So we kind of already have a schedule already posted of who's going on what day. It is $40. If you are an active member of our creative coaching group, you get a perk of you get to you get the discount, which is half price. So your discount means you're only going to pay $20, y'all. You'll have to sign in to the Makers University portal, follow all the prompts and steps through there. If it doesn't show up that if you're an active member and it doesn't show up that you are an active member and it's supposed to be reflecting the discount, please email info@damonnotes.com, y'all. That way they can get it all situated. But that's lemonadewithjordan.com, y'all. Okay, and it's going to take you to the page, the landing page, where you can find out all that information. But for now, y'all, that is all I have for y'all. Y'all have a happy Wednesday, and I will see you.